Let's take a look now at those latest numbers, Brian. Nevada is reporting a new record high positivity rate at slightly over 22%. That's over the last 2 weeks. Our state has also recorded a record number of hospitalizations at more than 1,800. And we have more than 176,000 cases and more than 2,300 people have died. Meantime, a snapshot here of what's going on in Clark County. It does claim a majority of those cases at more than 133,000. More than 2,000 new cases were added, as well as 17 deaths. The recovery rate sitting at slightly above 84%. Now, our 22% positivity rate is really higher than we were just less than 2 weeks ago when the governor's statewide pause went into effect. So where does that leave us? The I-Team's David Charnes is here with what we know about the next steps. David?
Well, Denise, it's the question we all want answered right now. What's next when the governor's 3-week pause ends in just a week? Now, this graph behind me shows the positivity rate. This is where we were when the pandemic started. You see it's the highest there all the way on the right side than it has ever been before, and much higher than the lockdown this spring and, yeah, the start of this pause now 2.5 weeks in. Now, we have asked the governor's office what could be coming in terms of restrictions. We haven't heard back. We do know they are changing what questions contract tracers are asking people who test positive. That's simply because the number of people they need to talk to is so high right now, with more than those 3,000 cases today alone. But just look at this. When the 3-week pause began just before Thanksgiving, we had a positivity rate of 17.1. We're now at 22.3, as Denise just mentioned. And the number of people hospitalized here in Nevada with COVID more than doubling over the last month. We were at 1,400 at the start of the pause 2 weeks ago. We're now at more than 1,800.
Of course, the governor is aware of the timeline related to the 3-week pause, and an announcement related to the next steps is likely to be made in the near future. And that with the understanding that the end of the 3-week pause is less than a week away.
So as we now await what's next, state leaders did tell us today iPhone users can turn on a new feature alerting you if you are exposed to the virus. Starting tomorrow, you can turn on what's called Exposure Notification Express. It's right in your iPhone settings without having to download the Nevada COVID Trace app. And new numbers just released tonight show the United States set records today for new COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths, making it the worst day so far. State leaders did not say if any new restrictions would be put in place next week, or if they would be lifted, this 3-week pause ending Tuesday. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.